Okay, so who Twitch this is? Who Twitch this is? Does anyone remember this meme?
Yeah.
No one?
Of course we do.
Okay. Flo, who is going to be our special VIP guest here on the panel, born and bred from the darkness of the purple Twitch, please explain to some of these 09ers that may not know what's going on here in this picture.
In this picture, we have, I believe it was Shin something.
Blanca?
No, he
Shingoki?
No, Shin something.
Does anyone know the name?
Anyone?
Okay.
That's gear player, maybe.
And it looks like, what's going on here? It's got the SF
He's getting a
hat.
little bit rowdy. He might be upset that people are getting too close to him during matches. And it turned into a amazing meme. And it wasn't Twitch. It wasn't Twitch.
It wasn't on Twitch?
It was on Twitch, but he didn't say Twitch.
Oh.
It's like a phone cam, right? And I think 09ers would know about it because it was only like 2-3 years ago, right? It wasn't that long ago.
Maybe 2 years ago. This was actually my donation alert for a while.
I want to say it was like
Was it really?
Every time a donation came in, who bitched this?
Yeah, so the reason why, just going down from this side to here, Flo is going to be giving us insight on what it means to be a pretty sizable influencer on the Twitch universe, especially from the FGC side. And we want to hear more about your thoughts on just best streaming practices, what works for you, what hasn't, how have you dealt with, bottlenecks and so forth. My name is Z. Sorry very much for attending late. I was running over from commentary. To my left is none other than
The Crimson Blur. Nice to have you guys here. These guys are from the fighting game community. I'm from the Smash community.
Wait, we're not just one community? Why'd you have to make that differentiation?
For this weekend we are. For this weekend we are, but I'm happy to be here.
Okay. And then last but certainly not least. Oh, do you have your own mic over there? Or is it too far? Oh, don't go. Dan's going to knock over the water.
We can share.
My name is Daniel. I'm from the partnerships team at Twitch. I go by ChiaPet as my channel name. And I do the onboarding for all our new partners. So signing their contracts and making sure you guys get paid out what you're supposed to be getting paid.
So this is the gatekeeper to partnership. If you're trying to go through those golden gates, this is the man to bribe. All right. So Flo, how long have you been streaming on Twitch?
I started in early 2011.
What was it like back then? Were you still on like Justin TV?
It was still Justin TV for like a month or two, and then it switched over to Twitch.
And during that time, like, where did you come from? Are you like formerly a YouTuber? Are you just a player, a personality?
So basically, I had just moved from Chicago to California, and people were telling me, oh, they're streaming. You should stream on Justin TV, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I might as well try it. And I started with like some Star Wars MMO or something. I was just messing around, and then I streamed a lot of Vanilla Marvel actually. That was my main game back then. Was Vanilla Marvel.
Sentinel Vanilla Marvel?
Yes.
Viscan. Okay, so back in the day, like, what do you think is the biggest difference between 2011 when you were starting off to what Twitch is to you today?
It wasn't a job. Like, it didn't feel like you could make it a job back then because there weren't subscriptions at the time. Really, the only way that you could generate anything from it was ad revenue, and it was still the early days. If you look at Twitch now compared to Twitch back then, it's just a completely different beast.
But this thing has always been with us. This, of course, is the Flo face.
Is it?
Is it not? This is something.
I never understood the Flo face. Is it a specific face, or is it just my face in any type of face?
I think it's just your face. But speaking of the Flo face, how important has your face been to the success and sort of the spread of your popularity in disseminating your emote across the entire internet universe?
So in the very beginning, I remember there was like a fan-made site of all the Twitch emotes, because there were only like 7 or 8, the Kappas, all that stuff. And they explained the lore behind each emote And the flow phase thing, which was Dan's game, became so popular that they actually crossed out the previous entry of, oh, this is Dan's game's face, and said, no, this is flow, a fighting game player's face.
All right, and then you've been going on so long, right? 2011 to 2017. I'm sure at some point you had faced viewership plateaus, right? You couldn't break a certain threshold, whether that be the 500 or 1,000. How did you deal with those bottlenecks, and what did you change in your sort of streaming strategy to overcome that?
The thing with my stream is it's never been like a static game. It's never been always, oh, we're only playing Street Fighter, we're only playing Marvel, we're only playing fighting games. It's always been very diverse, and I always wanted to make sure that my stream stayed that way. So there's always been different viewer numbers depending on what I'm doing, but I want to make sure that people understand that this will never just be one type of stream. So my plateaus are kind of different because, it may plateau for this genre, but it never plateaus for this genre. It intermingles everyone together.
Do you think doing non-fighting game content has added more people to your stream?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I actually recommend that in general. Is variety streaming and adding a little bit of flavor into the mix can kind of take out the monotony of things. So in the Smash community, our most popular streamer is Mango, and actually he's been streaming more Mario Kart than Smash Brothers in the last 3 months. And people love it, and it brings like a whole new community in who actually sticks around. And they actually, when he goes back to Smash, it keeps going. And I know you've done like a bunch of horror games, right?
I've done everything under the sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, to follow up with that's how you also avoided burnout, right? And it keeps it fresh for you. How do you choose which game you're going to be broadcasting? In any given month, there's a pretty hot games coming out. PUBG is taking over the internet. How do you decide as a streamer what to broadcast and show to your fans?
I actually don't usually go the route of, oh, this is the new hot game, I'm going to do this. I usually stay away from those. It honestly just comes down to what I'm feeling like doing. And sometimes if I don't know what I feel like, I open up Steam and I just go down the list during a stream.
Nice. The hipster choice, staying away from
gotta be
popular
hipster,
stuff. How do you deal with excessive trolling? I think we've all at some point been a victim to that. But your chat in particular can get a bit rowdy, but I think you've really learned to harness their power and their, the sheeple. How do you manage the flock?
So my philosophy behind that is I'm here to entertain people and give people a good time. So I actually don't mind if you talk shit to me. You can talk shit to me all you want, but I don't like it when people talk shit to each other. And that's actually the only time that I ban people, when there's actual, intermingling shit talk.
That's really interesting. I never thought about that.
To keep the community good.
Yeah, you got to keep people being happy together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for you, consistency has always been, I think, one of your strong points. I know that at any given point, if Game of Thrones isn't on or I'm waiting for the next episode, I can go to a flow stream and wait out that entire week. How is it that you're able to keep up to date with your schedule?
I don't have a life.
What?
No life. Stream. That's all I do.
So you've committed your...
Yes.
What is it like to commit, right now, at this point in your life, the entirety of your existence and also,
the
your
entirety
income
of my existence? Jeez.
Is it a bit scary for you to be I'm going to put, all my eggs in this one basket? Are you...
It can be scary at times. There are definitely, bad days where I'm like, oh, my God, what if this is the end? But I get joy out of bringing joy to people. So even if, I'm seeing negativity, eventually I'm going to see that one bit of positivity and be like, okay, I'm doing something good here.
Aww.
So I think one of the hardest things, if you've been doing it for a long time, is, I think from the outside it looks like if you've been doing it for 5-10 years or been in the community for a long time, that you never get nervous or you never get worried or you never have self-doubt. And I actually don't think that's true. I think on a daily basis you have to worry am I not hot anymore? Am I not funny anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Do people not like my commentary anymore, what I say, or anything that's going on? That actually never stops. I think you end up building a little bit of an ego, but that's only so good, right? And it doesn't really, there's always a little bit of you that you have to continue questioning yourself. And I think that actually helps you get better.
Yeah, for sure. Because if you're questioning your faults, you're going to fix them.
Right.
Damn.
I wanted to ask you,
God.
when you engage with your audience, how has that changed for you ever since you started? Like, what are some good ways you do that effectively?
I actually think like audience engagement is like the most important part of streaming. I think like building your own community is like, no matter how big it is, even if it's a community of like 5-10 people, it's super important, and engaging your community is the best way to do that, because like you're kind of like the head, and you know everything just trickles down from there, and it just builds it's just good, you know. I like the community that we have on my stream.
Yeah. So while Z figures this out, because we're figuring it out, you know, see, we got Twitch homies in the back helping out. That's what I'd like to see.
Thank you.
Give a little round of applause for, I don't even know who it was. Good job. Good job. Look, it happened.
So we're just going to go over some of the new products on the Twitch platform, and also want to get your thoughts as a partner, if this is relevant to you, and what you think if you can integrate this into your streaming strategy. So the first up is going to be communities, and I don't really see too much uptake right now in the fighting game community, right? Like, it's sort of, everyone's a bit like fractious, as you said, right? Smash, and then there's FGC. If you like Street Fighter, you're only watching Street Fighter. If you're watching Tekken, you're only watching Tekken. But now, instead of just joining one community, such as FGC or whatnot, you can join up to 3 communities. So my first question to you is, are you part of any community?
I currently am not. No.
Okay.
I know I'm horrible.
Right.
I know. I'm a bad shill. What do you want from me?
We're going to watch a short little video about, oh, wow.
This is bumping. Yeah, and to explain that feature a little bit, so as you guys know, when you guys stream, you can set a game to what you're streaming at. So you're streaming to Tekken 7, right? But then next to that, you can stream to a community, and now you can do it to more than one. So this is actually really useful for the fighting game community, because you look at the main games directory on Twitch, and okay, League of Legends is on top, Hearthstone's on top, whatever. But since we're more of a we're all kind of one community. We're not really segmented by game as much. This lets us be able to say, okay, I'm a Tekken viewer, but I'm actually interested in everything else too, and I want to click to 7 different directories just to see what's going on in the fighting game community. I think this is particularly important for, like, let's say, Third Strike, right? That community doesn't have that many tournaments. Maybe they have one real big tournament a year. Whenever they stream right now, it has to go on the Third Strike directory, which isn't very active normally. Not a lot of people are following that game on Twitch, so it's hard for them to get surfaced, right? So instead, what they can also do is be a part of the fighting game community.
Fighting game community?
Yeah, they could do that.
FCC.
They could do that, and if you follow that,
FCC.
you'll at least have that shown on your feed, so you know that that's going on, because you want to just watch good fighting game tournaments. And so I really think that, especially for our community, this feature has a lot of legs.
Will you be joining any? I mean, you belong to so many communities.
I cannot wait to join the FGCC.
Thank you.
FGCC.
That's all I want.
All right, next up is Bits and Cheering. We actually introduced this, I believe, at EVO last year.
Yeah, it was actually super successful. If you guys watched the EVO stream last year, you could cheer for your favorite players and commentators. I was a little disappointed everyone seemed to cheer for players. Casters, need a little love too. Give me money.
Please.
But yeah, so what we did was you could cheer for whoever's playing and be like, hey, I want, Mango to win or Hungrybox to win or whatever. And then there was a leaderboard at the top of the chat which showed, what the fans were feeling, and it kind of like added a little bit of excitement to everything. And then for individual streamers, cheering lets you support your favorite streamers on a one-time basis rather than subscriptions, which are a little bit more of a commitment.
Subscriptions and cheering are the 2 biggest ways that our partners make money, so it's pretty powerful.
Flo, are you on this? In the beginning, we only had some very interesting rhododendron polygonal figures, but now it's become a much more free with the choices of what you can do with the cheer modes. Have you taken advantage of this?
So people love the default cheer emotes, well, not the default ones, but the face ones like the kappas and the animated ones. I've actually been having my own made, but the guy is slacking for like the past 2 months. So yeah, I'm working on it. I love it though. I love the animated cheer emotes.
All right, up next is affiliate program. I think Dan can speak more about this, but this, I think, launched in April, and it's sort of an easier barrier to start monetizing while you're on Twitch. We have very clear criteria, as you can see. Has anyone actually tried to apply for this? You, sir, in the back. Did it? Oh, thank you very much. Yay!
Once you hit these milestones, you get an automatic invitation for the affiliate program.
Oh, automatic.
Yeah.
So there's.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll automatically.
Congratulations, still. It's okay.
Yeah. But then you have to go through the whole process of, providing information, all that.
Well, that's great that there's clear metrics. Because before you had to know someone and then know someone, just like those elusive Twitch parties. Next up is console broadcasting. I'm not sure how relevant this is for. I guess it is pretty relevant for fighting games. PS4 Master Race right now is sort of the home to fighting games, but even like Tekken, right, is out in PC. What is your thoughts for console streaming? It's much more simplified, or do you prefer to do everything through the PC rig?
So I think it's good to bring people into streaming, but I hate when people make this their main source of streaming.
And why is that?
There's no camera. The interactivity is horrible. It's not good interactivity, and I think that's what a lot of fighting game players take this easy way out. They don't get the setup that they actually need. They'll start with, I think this is a great way to start, but I think, if you're going to consistently keep streaming, get the camera, get the mic, get all that stuff, because like I said, I really think interactivity is super important.
Yeah, I agree that it's a great starting point. Basically, this is like a one-button thing. You got a console, you got an internet connection, you can start streaming. It's not hard, but then once you get a little bit of traction, you get to prove that this is something that people want and that this is something you can actually do. You can start investing into your production a little bit more, make it prettier, make it more interactive, start showing your face off. But yeah, this one is like, if you just have the console and your internet connection, you got to stream. There's not much to it.
Yeah, it's literally just like one button.
Ooh, okay, so I'm really excited about this. It's going to be the Magic Dots. I'm going to play a short little movie to introduce it. Yeah, that's Magic Dots. I don't know why we didn't have this from the very beginning, because I've been tricked so many times into writing an emote code only to be, made a fool of it. It's just some like garbled text. So
Yeah.
I think we've all been a victim of that at some point.
Solid.
How do I maximize this? Somebody help me, dear God.
I got nothing.
Top right, thank you.
right.
Yes, top right, and then.
Oh.
What? Oh,
Oh, you got it.
there it is. So there it is in action, just a colon, and then you type a P and you get a PogChamp, and then the FA, you get the Failfish, and some of the other ones too with the face. So it's really cool choices out there.
So it's just like the autocomplete for talking to people, basically.
Yeah, and that's the only way people I'm pretty sure if you gave me like a pen and a pad, I couldn't spell anything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We need autocorrect in real life.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put you guys on the spot, but do you know if the Magic Dots is going to work for partner emotes? Yes. All right. So I think that's actually the coolest thing. Right?
That's huge. There's like millions of them.
I'm like sub to like so many streams. So I remember their initial slug, their first few letters or whatever, and I don't remember like all of the names of their emotes. So that's probably what I'll be using for.
Nice. Clips. This is a huge one for our community, right? How many? Just like the who Twitch this is moment would have been lost into time immemorial had we not clipped that and made it a permanent thing on the internet. How has this product been for you?
So I actually had an award show at the end of the year last year for my stream, right? For just a bunch of different things, a bunch of different clips. And the entire stream was basically made up of the best clips from the year. But the clips only came out about, halfway throughout the year. Mm-hmm. So it was basically just a half a year of award show just because of clips. But clips has made, clips are amazing.
What is the most amazing clip that you have seen?
I don't think we can talk about those.
Okay. Those are the best clips.
They are.
Yeah, one cool thing about clips is that you can actually go to inside like the game directory of your game and go to the clips and see what was cool in the last 24 hours, last 7 days. I think it goes to 30 days too. So if you missed a moment, it's a really quick way of seeing, okay, what's been happening that's cool in my game. And also it allows people who make compilations and award shows and things like that to quickly be able to find cool things. Okay, there was a cool combo that happened. I want to make a combo video. What's the best combo video from the last week? You can find them really quickly, and make a really cool video out of it too. So I think it's awesome for that purpose, and of course, it helps spread streams through Reddit, Twitter, whatever, because it's so shareable.
Yeah.
And the new Twitch mobile app, I'm not sure if you have all gotten that. It's out on iOS and Android right now. Let's watch a short little video on this one.
The new Twitch mobile app is fun.
What?
I mean, this is a YouTube video, so I'm just,
shots.
I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying.
Dude, yeah, this is what happens in a world without net neutrality. Okay, we'll try again.
We have a ton of new updates for you. We've redesigned our interface to help you find more content even faster. The new Live tab brings you live content from channels you follow. Pulse is a brand new, personalized feed that recommends live streams, clips, and more from new and followed broadcasters. These tools are rounded out with Browse, which is a way to discover streams based on games you enjoy. Swipe surfing is a new way to get around the Twitch app. Easily select new videos, turn to a previous stream, access playlist, all with a simple swipe.
That's a YouTube video buffering, by the way.
I like that our ghetto sound system way was actually better than plugging it in.
All right, we'll wait after this is buffering. But yeah, have you played around with the new app, and what do you think of the new mobile broadcasting feature?
So I've played around with it a lot because I'm always on it. At first, I was really confused because I opened it up. I didn't know that my phone updated. I'm like, what is Pulse? What is all this stuff? But once I got used to it, I love the new setup. And going live is actually super easy. I actually didn't even know that it was added until about 2 days ago, and I just, this exists, and I went live, and it was super simple.
Speaking of mobile streaming, if you're watching right now online, it is being streamed on a mobile setup by our good friend Gunrun. So, shouts to him. But actually, I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff all throughout EVO using it, because as you all know, EVO tries its best to capture everything, but there's so many games, so many tournaments, and not everything gets captured in the big, pool sections. So, going around and just doing some IRL streaming and going around the tournament, I think could be a thing for EVO, could be a thing for many other tournaments, so people can actually feel the experience and the hype of being part of the community. I think that's not always translated in a tournament stream as easily.
Yeah, I did something like that at Combo Breaker, actually, where it kind of gave people a feel of being there without actually being there, and I think people really liked it.
The crowd experience, right?
Yeah, I was just sitting in the crowd with an IRL stream and, just interviewing people and being like, oh, what do you think, And you get that, actual direct connection to people, instantly.
Right. It's a little bit different type of content, right? It's not just match, then commentators, then match, then commentators, like the standard flow. It's something else, yeah.
And I like the over-the-shoulder footage because the off-stream matches are the most wild. That's when the goons come out and all that thuggery that had made its way and been swept under the rug for all these FGC, esports programs, which we're going to be discussing shortly, is still captured there. When you see, the thugs stacking up chairs, like looking over on a Marvel match, that is where we were born and bred from. So it's good to see that in 2017 with this mobile device.
Exactly, because, on a Capcom Fighter stream or something, esports,
You got the necktie and
but
the
if
suit.
we're on my stream,
Yeah.
there's no esports here. There's zero esports.
Actually, can you speak a little more about that? You do restreams of popular, the Capcom Pro Tour. Compare the main broadcast, which is, very clean cut. We got to be super esports, watch what we're saying, and your viewing experience when they're in your channel.
It's really the direct opposite. The feel that I usually try and make during the race streams is imagine everyone that's in there just on a big couch watching together. Like how people come over to watch the Super Bowl together. It's kind of that same. It's a big internet couch, and we're all just watching Street Fighter together.
Why is it, if there's already English, commentary, that people would still want to go to a Flow channel? And I've seen the metrics on yours; they are very loyal viewers.
Yeah.
They're only in fact, some people only watch it if it's on the Flow channel. They're not gonna, if you're sleeping or resting or not streaming, they're not gonna be watching the main channel. Why is that?
It really comes down to the interactivity, If James Chen is up there, you can't ask James Chen a question. Why did he do that? Why did you say that? You can ask me a question and I can see it and answer in real time.
Yeah, obviously English is dope too for co-streaming. The thing I'm always most excited about is when people do it for multilingual and rare language, honestly. This has been a thing in a lot of other esports, and the FGC is still kind of trying to catch up. I think of guys like Isaac Wu in the Counter-Strike scene. Well, all he really does is he's at home, he co-streams Counter-Strike tournaments in Polish, right? If you're a regular tournament, it's very hard to do a Polish stream just for your tournament, but he has the whole Polish community on his channel and makes it happen. Beyond the Summit, one of the biggest channels on Twitch, period, right? Why did they become popular? Because they were an English co-stream of Dota content, right? So they found their community, the English community of Dota, rallied around that and watched Chinese tournaments and Eastern European tournaments together and made it a thing. I think if the FGC, the biggest opportunity in the FGC, I'm just going to say it, for anyone out there listening, the absolute biggest opportunity in the FGC is to take a language group and start streaming tournaments. Because there's almost no production value required. You pretty much just need a webcam and a mic. And these are communities that already really want the content and have to watch streams with languages they don't understand, right? So if you make Smash in Espanol, if you make, the FGC in Polish, whatever you do, I think that'll be a really, really successful stream, and it's still, that opportunity has been out there for a long time.
Yeah, and that's totally different than what I do, because when I do my race streams, I'm not commentating. Again, it's just, what would you say? You're just having a conversation with your friends on a couch, watching a tournament. So there's plenty of opportunities like that.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
To your point about different languages, I think that while the mainstream is in English, Flow is restreaming in his own language. That's like the internet meme language, unbridled, unfiltered.
Yeah, and that co-streaming is really good too, because people are fans of Flow first, and maybe the game second. So they want to just hang out with their homie and watch a stream. So honestly, it's just something that needs to happen more, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cool. So with that being said, let's open up to a Q&A session, and I'd like to open this up to anyone. Ray over there is going to be fielding questions, so if you have anything, please go up to him, and we'll get you a mic, I guess. And I want to open this up to our colleagues, too, because with over 1,000 people, maybe, I don't know, you want to know something about us, and we don't know about you. Oh, this one? Oh. Okay.
Well, can't we use that mic because he's using it? All right. Well, never mind.
Never mind.
That's cool.
Oh God, this is a panel's worst nightmare. Oh yes.
Question coming up, or he's going that way.
Ray, can you come over here? Yeah, sorry. So the mic is going to be over here. I apologize. Actually, like, yeah, that's fine. You just help him with the mic, I guess, please.
I think everyone can hear him. Am I wrong here?
Okay. Ray is there to enforce if there's like a really trollish question, he's just going to spear tackle you.
Yeah, we can repeat the question for the stream maybe if they can't hear.
Yeah.
So I'm from Australia, so he's going to get a rugby tackle either way. That's fine.
Yeah, you're actually really big.
So, Monetization from GamingLife.com. Just had a quick question.
Gang Mafia?
GamingLife.com.
Oh.
GamingLife.com. You heard it here first.
Just in retrospect to the affiliate program, looking at companies like Beam and other programs like that, obviously they're nowhere near the activity and the broad range of spectators from Twitch. In retrospect to that affiliate program, some of the people that we have around in our communities and have asked us this as well, they kind of felt that the affiliate program was rushed in with the amount of like popularity Beam's been getting lately. We kind of had a Q&A for us with our fans as well, and we tried to figure out what the Q&A for that was, but it ended up being that Twitch just has that great broad value of we want more people to be streaming, we want like the lower streamers, as you said, like console users, they're like watching, like they're trying to stream without camera, they're trying to stream without a microphone. Is it just to kind of push more like activity, or is it just kind of just giving more people a chance? Like, is it?
So I think your question is, what is the purpose of the affiliate program?
It was more so like, was it kind of an extra step to make sure that people actually took the step to get into streaming, or was it kind of a, oh, if you want to? Was it more of a push of like, hey, you guys can do this, or was it like?
Well, I think it's mostly because getting into the partnership program, as everyone knows, is pretty hard, right? So being an affiliate is nice. You want to say something, Z?
No, I'm just wondering, is there a PMM on board? Oh, here we go. So we actually have a man that sits on the actual product that's going to give you
Let's go.
a more legitimate answer.
Twitch.tv.
Ex-CapCops.
Yo.
What's up, guys? I'm Fong. I'm product marketing manager on affiliate program. So I think Crimson Bear was kind of getting into it, is that becoming a partner, there's, it's kind of like the best. Like, these are like the people who are, making it. And the affiliate program, I think, is a really, really good first step in what you can do to become a partner. And if you look at the requirements, they're actually really reasonable to achieve too. So I think it's just opening up our monetization and revenue earning streams to a wider audience, rather than working your way up to something such as a partnership, which takes an incredible amount of work. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's all we just want to know. It's just there was that grey area where people were mentioning like the affiliate program. We had a moment of it was limiting where people stream on multiple platforms, where it's Beam and they have their Twitch stream going at the same time. Whereas the affiliate program limits that to Twitch, which is a better idea in the end, because then you're not like constantly having to switch between, like, it's fine if you have
Right.
and such like that, but if you're starting out, like we said, with the console users, don't have a camera or a microphone or anything like that, it gives them that more of a focus to focus on what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the affiliate program allows you to, to focus on Twitch and building a community with us and using our tools. So absolutely. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. I forgot to mention, whoever asks a question gets a T-shirt and a pin. What is your size? There you go. Oh, okay.
We're going to bribe them to get questions. I like this. Now everyone's going to come up. I see what's going on. You better start coming up. Yeah, that's right. Whoever gets up first.
Dude, this is the same thing that happened a couple years ago.
It's like
where
a
they gave
KOF tournament.
3 KOF shirts to enter the tournament.
All it takes. People love shirts.
Dude, people fight for Twitch shirts. Like, this is real.
The Tekken Heihachi crying face. Hello, sir. What is your name and what is your question?
My name is Potion Seller, and my question is basically, why are things so vague? And to give a little context to that, ban links, they're very vague. Some things get you banned permanently, some things are banned for a day. Requirements to become a partner are also very vague. It used to have specific numbers, now it's just make sure you're growing and make sure you're streaming. And then there's another thing I was thinking of. Rules are also very vague, especially with the IRL section coming out. It's like, well, some things get you banned and some things don't, and this is kind of iffy. Why are things just so vague? I feel like it's very easy to have a very strict set of rules that people can follow.
All right, so someone from our moderation or partnership?
You want to yeah, Dan can speak on
I'll
this.
answer the partnership part of it, but I mean, one of the main things we look at is concurrent viewership. And that's one thing you definitely have to have. And as a partner, we do look at that and we have a number for it. Like, we want to see 200 or more. But we keep everything else vague because you can't really quantify the other things. Like, we want to see consistency and quality in your stream. So if you can hit that concurrent viewership and you apply, and then we take a look at your application and see that you're consistent, you have a quality stream, then we can take a look at those things and consider you for partnership. And by keeping things vague, we can do things like that.
So I know that was an answer for partnership, and you were also asking a question about moderation. I do work on the partnerships team, so I don't speak for the moderation team, but the difficulty in trying to be vague versus specific can be anticipating every single possible thing that would happen, right? The more prescriptive you get with moderation and rules means that you are basically saying, we know everything that could happen on our platform. With the introduction of something like IRL, can you anticipate everything that could potentially happen that would be against our community guidelines or our terms of service? No. And it becomes really hard because then it's just like, do you want to go down a list of 600 different words that you can or cannot say on Twitch? No, we're not here to like censor in that way, but we want to create what is a positive and welcoming and inviting environment. So trying to talk about things like, hey, don't harass other people is a lot easier than saying, don't say these specific words. It's a constant evolving community, and we realize that it's a conversation with our users and our audience. So if you see that something is happening and you don't think that it's like within our, sort of either TOS or community guidelines, report it. Our admin team is kind of constantly reviewing those reports. They act really quickly. But the other thing can be understanding that we don't communicate on terms of service violations because that puts a, kind of public information that a user might not want out there. So you have to kind of be aware that not everything that happens on Twitch is like, oh, everyone knows why somebody gets suspended or why somebody did not get suspended.
Sure, and I think a lot of that goes to, I know a lot of streamers, like, you guys know Destiny?
Yeah.
I'm really close with him as like a personal friend, and a lot of times he'll talk about people that get banned, and they'll just get an email with like no explanation, just like, here's your ban line. And it's a little concerning,
Sure, absolutely. That can also come from the idea that scaling a system of moderation is really difficult. When you do get a suspension on Twitch, you should get an automated email that suggests how long the suspension is for and what the category was. So they wouldn't say like, oh, was because you said this word. It would be like, because you said something that was hate speech, you would be suspended for that, and it would tell you your length of time. But we are working very hard on rules that kind of both increase the moderation tooling that we have. Just a soft suspension or a hard suspension from the platform for any violation is kind of the only tool that we have right now, and working on different ways of saying, hey, you broke a rule, but is it worth a 24-hour suspension versus a month or something like that? Always working towards that.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
See, how many shirts you got? I just want to make sure. There's a lot of people.
There should be enough shirts. And we have a mic too now so that the stream can hear the question.
Sweet.
All right, let's go. All right. My name is Peter, and this one is more geared towards Z. So
Hi, Peter.
I'm actually a fan of Fresh Stock. I've seen only the first episode.
Oh, let's go. Hey.
So I definitely gotta play some catch up.
What are you wearing?
Right now?
Oh, he did just one of those?
Yeah, they're my beaters.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But then, so I'm a fan of just doing like talk shows or just doing content other than just streaming video games in general, and I really want to get into that space because I know Twitch is starting to do a lot of different shows. You got Fanboys and, Fresh Stock. So what is some tips or advice that you have into trying to prepare for the show or coming up with content for different types of shows that aren't like just playing video games and talking to the chat?
The first thing I would do is to download the mobile app and free yourself from the constraint of being in your PC room and just explore the outside world. Now it's really first mover advantage because we just launched it. So the content that stems from just being outside, right, is going to be fresh. So you do have that advantage for the meanwhile. And just doing something that you enjoy. Like, I think there's a misconception that everyone on Twitch is a gamer 24 hours during the day. But I'm sure, as I can see, from your like attire. Like, you're a sneakerhead, right? Like, I see the sneakers. So it's
Starting.
Yes. It's not like in 24 hours of playing video games all the time. Maybe I'm playing for 1 hour of Clash Royale, but then the next hour, I'm like shopping for shoes on the internet. And so we're also trying very hard to be more representative of what, 2017 netizen is like, and not fall into the trap of thinking you're going to be in gamer mode all the time. It does mean, that you have influences in gaming and everything perhaps that you do, right? But that doesn't mean that you have to be beholden to gaming. So feel free to explore different aspects of your life and maybe like sort of tie that tangentially to gaming so that your core audience doesn't feel completely alienated. At least that's what we're trying to do with Fresh Talk, and not completely go, beyond gaming. We try to still have little nuances here and there for gaming. But don't be afraid. Like, if your core audience doesn't react very kindly to it, you're going to build a new audience with whatever new thing that you're doing.
I think the most important thing you said was don't be afraid, just do it. So I mean, like, the worst thing that can happen is, like Shadow Buff. The worst thing that can happen is if you just never do it and you think about it for a long time. So my recommendation is put out a bad product first that you can improve upon, rather than waiting to make the best thing ever. Because realistically, no matter what happens, the first stream is going to be small and going to be an experiment. You're going to get a hardcore base that starts liking you over time. So you have a lot of wiggle room, and a lot of people have forgiveness for that. So I think just do it, man.
Just do it. Nike.
I think another important thing to think about would be, depending upon the content that you're creating, how do you bring that audience to Twitch? How do you market to an audience that might not already exist on Twitch? With Fresh Stock, you're reaching a lot of people who are part of the Twitch community, who are sneakerheads. But what can Fresh Stock do to reach out to the wider sneakerhead audience that isn't inherently a gamer? So when you're creating that content, thinking about how are you marketing to current users on Twitch, but are you going into subreddits? Are you going onto Twitter? Are you going onto other places and saying, hey, I'm creating content that is relevant to you and your community. Come watch my show or my content on Twitch.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks very much for watching the show.
It's awesome.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll get you your shirt in a second. So wait. All right, cool.
Yeah, I think like all the Fresh Stock people are here, so
Bullet Club. Nice shirt, dude.
it makes them happy.
Thank you, Z. It's an honor. It's an honor. My name is Mo, Lead CD Gaming. I am an affiliate streamer, so.
Woo! Super affiliated.
I had to plug the stream real quick. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. All I wanted to ask is on the subject of monetization, right? So currently, I'm like way ahead of where I plan to be as a streamer. I've been streaming for less than 2 years. And affiliate onboarding has been a real big benefit. And honestly, the requirements aren't that high. Like really, like if you're trying, you can make affiliate. Like I just believe that's the case. My question though is, I've noticed that there's like an ad revenue thing that shows up on my MooBot, but I can't actually do anything with it. Is that there because there's going to be an onboarding process for that? And is that going to be for all affiliates, or is that just like, I'm just kind of wondering.
Yeah, so when we first announced the affiliate program, there were a lot of details and future features that would be coming to the affiliate program. Like I'm sure you noticed, we announced sub options for affiliates just launched.
I got a couple of
yeah,
those.
nice. So yeah, there's in our initial announcement for the affiliate program, we did indicate that ad revenue at some point would be coming to the affiliate program as well.
Okay.
So
I think I missed that part, so that's awesome.
Also, I wanted to ask you, since you're an affiliate, can you tell us what your first subscription was and like how it felt when you first got it?
So my first sub was the homie Black Jedi 21, who is also a streamer.
Give him 2 shirts, man.
So yeah, and it felt amazing. It felt amazing. It felt really good to know that someone believed in what the community that I'm making and the content that I'm producing enough to back it with their dollars. That was really cool.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Hold on one second.
Also, if you have any specific questions to Flo, feel free as well.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Matt. And
Matt.
as I alluded earlier, I'm a recovering live stream user. So I'm just going to say this briefly. A few days ago, they completely changed their service to make even entry level paid. It's $42 a month, and you have to register as a business. So a lot of questions have been asked about if you're just starting on the website, and I'm not going to, repeat, but I would just ask, like, when you're trying to, when you're trying to stream something that's slightly obscure, like I got a huge backlog, right? How exactly do you try to, do you using the community system, like putting in variety, is that how you try to get an initial, audience if you're like, say, streaming something from like the PS2 era or something?
Yeah, I think so. What you're asking is that if you're streaming an obscure game, something that doesn't have much of a game directory, how do you get exposure?
I'll just give you one example. It's kind of hilarious. The game that came out last generation, 50 Cent Blood on the Sand for the 360. So, yeah.
Classic.
So for like new streamers, it's kind of hard to start with indie games. It's actually better to go for the huge games because what you want to do is obviously there's going to be those huge streamers with thousands and thousands of viewers, but eventually they have to go offline, right? So once they go offline, eventually your name keeps going up, and people find you that way. But if you play the obscure games, it's very rare for people to just scroll and be like, oh, that's the game I was looking for.
So pardon the phrasing, so realistically, like 90% Hearthstone at 3 a.m. and then 10% Neptunia Victory?
See, you bring them in with the Hearthstone, and then you play the Neptunia
Make
stuff.
them love you first, bro.
Okay.
I always start with Street Fighter and then go to the crazy stuff.
And just as a small sub question, I don't know if you have the person here who can speak for this. I did learn a fair bit about your website, when you did the Power Rangers stream a few months ago. Are there any plans to do any other ridiculous marathons of that length?
Hopefully soon, maybe.
Well, we did just do Mystery Science Theater.
We did that, and we did
there was an anime premiere thing too the other day.
Yeah, so I mean, this is something that people seem to like. So I don't think we'd stop, but I mean, obviously, we're not announcing anything right now.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you. Oh, all right. So, hello, everyone. My name is Fernando.
Hi, Randall.
Hi, Fernando.
Fernando.
It's okay. So, I'm not that big of a streamer. I stream maybe twice, 3 times a month. However, when I do stream, I like my audience to see what I'm seeing. So I don't really like overlays or actually putting my camera, because I don't know if I'm blocking like a health bar. Especially in a game I've never played before, I might be blocking something important and my viewers can't see it. And I don't know about it. Is that a pill I'm going to have to swallow? Because I do see that, well, I believe most of you do have overlays. In order to up the quality of my stream, is that something I'm going to have to look for? Is that a pill I'm going to have to swallow eventually? Because I have mostly a problem because, well, Flo. Flo likes to restream his restream of the restream of his restream of his original stream.
It happens.
So when that happens, I have to put you on audio only because I get queasy.
It gets kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It
Oh,
gets
yeah.
a little bit crazy.
So,
as far as the overlay thing, I really think it's 50-50. I don't think you need an overlay to be successful. It can help getting some information across to people, but at the end of the day, if you have the important information somewhere on the screen, the important information that's important to you, whether it's your Twitter, whether it's donation amounts, whether it's the newest follower, whether it's newest sub, whatever it is, have that information somewhere. You don't need a full-on overlay, you know?
From my experience, the thing that matters the most is a quality mic, actually more than even a webcam. If you actually look at arguably the biggest streamer on our entire website, home streamer on our entire website, Lyric, he doesn't use a webcam. He doesn't have it. Now, yes, most big streamers and most even medium streamers do use one, but what he has is a really quality mic.
Yeah.
And so, great, he's got the game front and center, but he's got a mic going on and people like it and are able to roll with it. So I think if your community is into it, it'll work regardless. If you're able to make out good content, people are going to like it regardless. So there's definitely different ways to do it. Sure, the majority use it, but the thing to invest in most I would always recommend is a microphone.
okay. And obviously not have the personality of a plank, which, you know, I'm working on.
Yeah.
All right, well, that'll be all. Thank you.
All right, hey, what's going on, guys? So, as a future streamer, thanks to the idea, what do you think would be the biggest hurdle coming to translations of a tournament, or the biggest hurdle towards a tournament?
Knowing the language, probably.
What language are you planning to be streaming?
Spanish.
And what game?
Right now, we're going to be working off of Smash.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Talk to me later.
Definitely will.
No, but real talk, there's not much hurdles. I think the hard thing is people think that like the TOs or organizers don't want this or don't you know want to get promoted this way. And the honest truth is that's not true. I help her host pretty much every Smash tournament you see. I'll tell you right now, we want this. And it's mostly just about someone going out there and doing it. I don't think there's any hurdle, dude, to get a microphone, learn how to commentate, get a co-caster, get a few co-casters who are willing to do as many hours as possible, and do as much content as possible. If you want to do co-streaming of a local, do co-streaming of a local. If you want to do co-streaming of a larger tournament, do that too. Anything to put more content out there, anything to make your community bigger.
I would also add to that, aim for a tournament where a player from your region or that speaks that language is going to make a deep run into it, because engagement really centers around cheering from for that player, right? So if it's Gamerby, I know that Chinese viewership from Taiwan is going to be huge. For Japan, if Daigo's making a miraculous run to top 3, the Japanese channel is going to blow up. So be a little strategic and see where players from your region are looking to do well.
Yeah, so like MK Leo in Smash 4, or Javi or Eddie Mexico in Melee, like those are popular players that work. But honestly, like more content, like the few advices I can give for like just streamers in general is honestly quantity wins on the internet often, which is if you stream a lot and you put a lot of stuff out there, you're going to build a larger community. You're going to beat the guy who's streaming less than you. Almost always, right? So if you just do as much as you can and get a few commentators that are willing to help you, you don't even have to be on the stream yourself, right? If you have like 2 commentator friends who are willing to stream a tournament, you know, and on your channel, you got more content. Make it happen, right? So content's king. Put stuff out there and, you know, make it happen. Just do it again.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Hey, I'm Jeff. So I have a quick question about bits. As you know, ads for bits been out for quite a while. I've racked up a shit ton of bits watching ads, like 60,000 at least. My question is it possible to use those bits to sub in the future?
Currently, I mean, it's so subbing and bits. They're both. Sorry, let me back up. I'm also a product marketing manager on Bits and Subs. So yeah, thanks. So bits and subs, yeah, they're both great ways to support a streamer. But I think they serve really different purposes. You know, a subscription is a commitment to supporting a streamer regularly over however so long on a recurring basis. And bits is kind of like to celebrate those big moments. You know, if a player gets a perfect in a fighting game, or some people they announce that they're engaged or something, and we've seen a lot of bit cheering in that way. So I would just say keep on using the bits, and if anything, use your bits for cheer motes too, like we just showed. Especially if you sub on a channel and you get the custom cheer motes. So I would just say keep on doing that. And we pay attention too when people do big bits, and it's always like amazing watching those clips surface, and just both the reaction of the chat and then the reaction of the streamer too. We've seen a lot of like bit trains happen, where it's just like one person does a huge bit donation and it just steamrolls and it goes on, and more people kind of follow up with it too. So, yeah.
All right, thanks. That's all I know.